Peace, 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 peace and love. What's good, everybody? What's good? I'm on my way to work. I'm put my seatbelt on. I don't know. I'm trouble. I just took my name tag off. I'll be putting my name tag on at home so that I know that it's already neat and in place. Couldn't tell like something in my beard or something. Missing hair or something. I don't know. My bad. But yeah, so I'll be putting my name tag on at home. I'll be trying to see it in the mirror, and then I'll start a video and I'm like, oh, let me take that off. I mean, y'all know where I work. So, but I try to be mindful of the fact that my clothes at times are branded, and I don't want to confuse I don't want y'all to confuse. I ain't confused. I don't want people watching to confuse my thoughts, feelings, opinions, to be confused with that of the company that I work for part-time. So, yeah, like I try to remove the name tag or whatever just to make sure or cover up the brand in some way, shape, or form with my seatbelt, just so that, you know, I want to make sure y'all know that's me speaking is totally separate from, you know, where I work. But with that being said, I want to talk about something that happened at work. Because I always tell people that I believe that the job is kind of like, and it may be different for y'all, or it may be the same. I feel like the job environment is like a testing ground, or a test group of the real world. So like your environment at work, the people that work there, you know what I'm saying, are like small reflections of what the world is like. You know, you're normally, depending on how many employees you work with or people you work around, depending on how many, you may be able to witness more things more frequently. If there's more people will do more things. There will be more things happening, more to talk about, more to look at, more to, you know what I'm saying, more gossip, more drama, more laughter, more smiles. You know, the more people you probably see, you hope you see more of that. You know, smiles, the happiness and stuff. But I mean, some jobs you don't. Some jobs you see the opposite. You see anger, you see frustration, you see bitterness, you see attitudes. So, I mean, you know where you work, and you know, I mean, what that look like for you. But for me, I believe that the job gives you insight, it gives you experience, it gives you opportunity to observe things on a smaller scale that are actually happening in the real world as well. So, I made a video not too long ago about an angry customer or guest at work, and me not having a clue what was even going on, and kind of resolving the issue, kind of getting called in to the situation to handle an issue. Well, it happened again. This time it was like a couple. And I actually wished him well, man. Say that verse. It ain't no beef. It ain't no issue. It ain't no problem. And that's funny now because yesterday, and I'm gonna tell y'all the story, but yesterday I had said at one point that it's no issue. It definitely ain't no problems with an S. It definitely ain't no problems. And I'm making this video because I'm having an honest moment with y'all that yesterday this particular guest really made me reflect and just remind myself of who I am today and not who I used to be, because what I'm about to tell you now, it definitely took some patience for me to deal with this as an employee of the happy place, the happy chicken shack, versus us handling it like like men. And I had to remember my inner peace and my inner God. And I had compassion and forgiveness for this young-minded man. I won't call him a young man, young-minded man. So anyway, I am off from work, right, yesterday, and I'm actually standing in line waiting to order my food so that I can leave. Well, seems like every time I'm almost to the register for my turn to order, and I hear a guest raising his voice saying how stupid this is. So, I mean, it's kind of loud, so I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And this man is, it's stupid, man. What? A damn milkshake. So I hear that, and it's other guests in front of me, it's guests behind me, and I see that this man is yelling at these kids, man. These are kids who work here, man. These are kids. They're in high school. These are kids, man. It's somebody's child. And I see this grown-ass man yelling about how stupid it is. And this is the worst happy chicken shack he's ever been to. So I'm just like, I don't see any leaders nearby that can come and speak to this man and calm him down and find out what's going on. So I'm like, oh, man. Hey, because the reality is, man, sometimes I just want to mind my business, and my place of peace definitely tells me that. Oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But at the same time, as a father, as a parent, and the fact that I am what I am at this particular job, sometimes it's almost necessary for me to kind of get involved with certain things. Like I said, man, this was a grown man raising his voice and his hands and talking disrespectfully to some children. don't really feel like we supposed to let that just get too crazy, because with or without the job, these children are the future, and we gotta protect them. So anyway, and I'm a father, and yes, these were some young black boys and girls, that this particular individual was raising his voice at. So I excused myself from the line after a few deep breaths, because I'm like, oh man. I could already tell by his movements that he definitely felt tough, So I felt like there was a chance he might attempt, even if it was briefly, he might attempt to be tough. So I'm just like, oh, here we go. So I'm just like seeking that peace. I'll walk over. I'm like, hey, is someone taking care of the issue for you? Man, I don't know. It's stupid, man. This is the worst. Okay, but is someone taking care of it? What was the issue? And long story short, because I don't want to even do his voice and waste all that time. I just want to get to the point, because I feel like I'm starting to feel pissed off again. Pissed off again, because I'm like, ooh, it took a lot of patience for me not to handle this individual the way. And as I go on with the story, you're gonna see it was like, in reality, he wasn't even the problem. But I'm gonna get to it. So he's up at the counter with all of this, and I come up, and as I'm trying to talk to him, he like starts turning and walking away and stuff. Like, he's talking trash, but he's walking away now. So now it's like, so what is? So I'm asking the kids there, hey, what's going on? What's this problem? He said something about a milkshake, and I'm like, is it missing or what? So I'm like, well, let me go ask him what's the name on the receipt. What's the order? A transaction number. I can just find out what happened. What do we, or get him the milkshake. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just like, let me find out real quick. So I decided to go where he went, to his table, and I see him, a kid, like a little boy, and I guess his girlfriend, wife, whatever. So I get over there, and I'm like, all right, so what was the issue, sir? Like, what? I just, so we can, I want to try to get this, and I'm stuttering, not because I'm really stuttering, but because as I'm talking to him, the lady sitting down starts talking to me too, but I'm already in eye contact with the man, so I'm listening. So I'm hearing him saying that, but I hear this, but I'm not paying attention to her, because I'm a man. I'm talking to a man. That's who I was talking to begin with. I don't even know you or the child, but I just hear your voice saying certain things. So I'm just like, okay, well, what was the name on the order? So I do hear her saying something, but again, I'm not listening to her, because I'm trying to talk to him. He reaching in his pockets like he can't find the receipt and stuff, and he telling me this is stupid, how stupid it is, and man, this is a terrible Happy Chicken Shack. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he just doing all this, and so then I'm like, okay, and she's still talking. So then I start looking at her, because I'm like, why is she still? What is she saying? Like, oh, what is all this you doing? Cause I hear it's like a sassy, like you, and then you talking that. I hear it, but I'm not looking. She's sitting down. Me and this man are standing up, and he all looking in his pockets and stuff. And I'm just standing there still, peacefully, and I'm just like, but I hear her down here. I hear her mouth, and I make eye contact with her. She's and I'm like, well, what's the name? I said the name five times, but you're not listening to me. And like, she started doing all this stuff, and I said, well, I wasn't listening to you because I was listening to him. Now, who do y'all want me to listen to? But you both can't talk at the same time and expect me to listen to both of you. You know what I mean? I'm here to resolve the issue. I didn't create the issue. I'm here to resolve it for you. But instead of you allowing me to resolve it for you, both of you are doing a bunch of rambling and yelling at the same time. How do you expect me to hear both of you? I'm willing to listen to both of you one at a time. I can't listen to both of you at the same time. Now, I didn't say all of that, but that was the message that I conveyed. But I'm telling y'all how I want to say it, because I really was. And then the fact that I'm really like, man, with all due respect, I really don't even want to talk to you yet, out of respect that I was already talking to him. But clearly, you are the boss in this situation, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's y'all's choice in your house, and I meant boss the way I said it, like the boss, like make him shut up, and did. She did. But he seemed real scaredy anyway. Like he was acting all scared. She was the tough one, you know what I'm saying? That like she was trying to get right with me with her mouth, and I I took a lot more deep breaths, because I respect all women. And I was not about to let her push me into even feeling any type of thing with her. At the end of the day, I came over to address a problem, or to fix a problem for you, because there was a problem, and I like to really fix it, so I'm thinking, even like, from the jump, I knew they were talking. I heard him talking loud, but I didn't think it was going to end up with all that he ended up doing and saying, and her too. I didn't know it would grow to that, but my immediate thought was always, let me, either find out what their order was, and maybe get them some gift cards or something, or like a free meal for the next time they come, or something like that. I'm already thinking of what are my options to solve it, especially getting over to the table and saying there's a kid there, man. You definitely want to give them a good experience. And the reality was, I believe I was probably the best experience that kid got. And I could tell that the kid was wise enough to know that there were certain things about the adult's actions that wasn't right. Because out of all of that, with me standing there taking that type of conversation, and I'm still being peaceful and trying to see how I can resolve it, I ended up getting the milkshakes that they had been waiting for. So apparently they ordered milkshakes with their meals, and they sat down and were waiting on the milkshakes. They started eating, and they finished eating and never had their milkshake. So they were upset about that. And I mean, I understand, I listen and understand everybody. So if that is something that gets you angry enough that you are yelling and shouting that it's stupid, then that is just the way that you handle situations, and that's your thing. But when it crosses the path of disrespecting little children who had nothing to do with the accident of the milkshake, we can't just disrespect random people because of a person's mistake with your milkshake. You can't attack the masses because of one person's mistake. And then the thing is like, you're going at people that weren't even a part of the mistake. I was off. I didn't have nothing to do with your order. But I just stepped in to resolve it because I would be the buffer between you and those children. That's the reason I stepped in. It really had little to do with where I work, but more to do with what I stand for and what I'm not willing to stand for. I'm not willing to stand for any person, adult, disrespecting little children verbally. or physically. I'm not telling you how to raise your kids if you whoop your kids, but I'm talking about this is a stranger yelling at these kids inappropriately. You know, we can resolve the milkshake, but you're going a little far with calling people stupid. You know what I'm saying? And a place stupid. That's pretty stupid to even call a building stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you hurt the building by calling the building stupid? But anyway, my point was, or what I'm getting at is the kid though. The kid was sitting there the whole time as the mama with all the sass and stuff she was giving me. And then the man, which I don't even think he was the father. Like, and I ain't going there, but I'm just saying just the ethnicities, there were some things that didn't add up between the father and the son. I'll just say that. Pretty sure that wasn't the dad, but it was definitely the mom. All right, so the dude is just fishy the whole time, man. He's sketchy. He like, keep reaching in his pockets and fixing his shirt and stuff. Like, he really was showing the signs of tweaking. And I don't mean this disrespectfully. I'm just saying I've been around people that, you know what I'm saying, they get real edgy like that. You know what I'm saying? They just keep fidgeting. They can't be still, man. He just kept fidgeting the whole time, man. He couldn't look me in the eye and talk. He had to keep turning and walking off. And she sat there and talked to me straight up, but he couldn't stand man to man, face to face and talk to me and just tell me, well, he had to keep bending over and walking off. And, you know, so I kind of had, at one point in the conversation, because I was initially giving him all the eye contact and the combo, I switched to the woman because he couldn't even just man up and have a face-to-face conversation. I couldn't deal with all the fidgety walking off, but I definitely was watching him because all that fidgeting. All right. Okay, think it's sweet. I want you to feel that way. I want you to feel very strongly about it. But he didn't. He lacked the confidence to stand up straight. I recognize that. I recognize how bold and confident she spoke. So I turned my attention from him to her, and then we began to talk about the issue. And I actually resolved the issue kind of through her, but he kept walking around and still talking. You know what I'm saying? He still wanted to say stupid, and he was just really acting weird. But the kid was watching all of that. So when I went and got the milkshakes and I came back to the table, the dude is still over there talking. He's still talking. She done stood up now, so I get hers first, her ice cream cone. No. I gave the kid I gave her the milkshake. I gave the kid the ice cream cone, and the kid told me thank you. And I just blocked them out totally and just made eye contact with that kid, man, and I told him that it was my pleasure. Yeah. And that's what I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this with my pleasure. Yeah, cause that's funny as hell to me now, cause that probably was the pettiest moment. Oh, yeah, that's funny to me. Y'all ain't gotta laugh. Y'all ain't gotta laugh. I'm laughing for it. Yo, that's the funniest thing. I told that kid my pleasure, but I looked at him and I gave him like a, kid, you hang in there. Dealing with these motherfuckers that you got to deal with as parents. Like, why would y'all even set that kind of example in front of this young kid, man? But he recognized, he knew that y'all were wrong. And that's why he made a point to make sure he told me thank you. He know that I still, and he know manners. He's been taught manners, probably more so from school and maybe grandparents than mother. But she's angry about something, or either the dude, they up to no good and got that kid with him. Out here running game and got this kid with y'all, man. I don't know. It ain't none of my business. But that kid, man, I hate he had to see that, but I'm glad I was able to be an example in that moment of still having respect and walking and knowing who I am, that I didn't crumble at all of this talking this dude was doing, because he couldn't even look at me and talk it. He didn't say nothing crazy to me at all, period. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of the video, and I was saying, oh, it definitely is no issue, and it definitely ain't no problems. I'm guaranteeing you, sir, it ain't no problems. And it ain't no issue. My pleasure, kid. Yeah, y'all better figure this thing out. Listen, I keep telling y'all, like, man, this is a journey, man. This is a journey. Like, I come from a place, and I'm not saying to y'all that I'm some big gangster, thug, doc, gang banging from back in the day, and now I'm a upright man. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, no, I did have a bad temper. I did have a bad attitude, and I did used to feel like you're not gonna disrespect me. So for where I am now, I make these videos for me. I feel like, and I try to explain, these videos like really show y'all firsthand of what that journey looks like. And yours may be similar, yours may be different. There may be some things you see or agree with or disagree with. But through it all, I want y'all to see me fully. I want y'all to see the entire growth process. I want y'all to see that because I make these videos, I'm not saying to you all that I'm a master or that I have perfected all of these things that I speak of. I'm telling y'all, these are the things that I'm dealing with and growing from and learning from on this path, on this journey. So, man, it takes a lot of patience. And it's like, I think, excuse me, like I said, the job is like a small scale. So I'm experiencing all these situations and learning how not to, you know, let things anger me or pump me up to a point that I'm, you know, that I need to handle it, you know, how I used to handle it, you know. And that's why I can laugh about it now, because yesterday I feel like I handled it fairly well. I handled it very peacefully, and I've been getting more successful attempts at you know, staying peaceful, staying positive, regardless of how the other person is acting. And but there will be times that will be tested, and I know that. Yesterday was a test. That lady talking to me not too long ago, that video I made, that was a test. And it's not situations that I feel like I would necessarily fail them, but I just like the idea of being able to recognize these moments and see, man, that was a time that in the past I more than likely would have failed at, but today I was successful, and that encourages me to keep going. That encourages me to keep being a better person, to keep working at it. That is paying off. It's helping me to do these things, to make these videos and share this with y'all. And like I told y'all before, it holds me accountable. So I don't want to get on one of these videos one day and have to tell y'all that, man, I cussed this. I had to cuss somebody out today. I don't want to tell you that, but I will tell you that if I do that. Like, I will tell you that, because you need to know. Because if y'all start looking at my life and viewing me as perfect and viewing me as 100% I make the right decision 100% right 100% of the time, y'all not gonna want to listen no more. Y'all not gonna want to watch my videos no more, because you're gonna find the differences between us. You'll start focusing on the differences if you feel like I'm perfect, or if you start feeling like I appear to be so good, or he always do it right. I guess he's just so perfect, you know. You know what I'm saying? Or dudes even, you know what I'm saying, feeling like, well, he think he just know everything, bro. He always making videos. Like, if people start thinking like that, they ain't gonna listen no more, and they gonna miss the messages in it. So I want to be honest with y'all so that y'all can see, oh man, he struggled too. Like, okay, so all right, well, maybe this is real. You know what I'm saying? But that was all, y'all, man. I thought that was so beautiful in that whole situation with all that going on yesterday. Number one, I remained calm and at peace. Number two, that kid, man, because he didn't have to say anything. He could have stayed quiet, and he was the whole time. He was just kind of watching that shit. He was just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell it's like, he's like, Mom, you know, not again. But I could feel in the eye contact of his thank you that he was sincere. You know, this kid is an innocent kid. And that's the same way I looked at those kids that the guy was yelling at. Man, these are innocent kids. Why would you take out your anger on these kids? It's like, I could have taken out my anger on this kid because your parents are acting the way they're acting. But I know it's not that kid's fault, man. And really the adults, they just haven't learned these lessons yet. So I'm not even mad at them. That's why I made sure I started a video by saying it ain't no beef, it ain't no issue, and it ain't no problems. It ain't no problems. You know? And that's all, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate everybody that's been watching these videos. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your encouragement. These things help me keep going, like knowing that these videos are of any help to anybody, or that y'all can relate to these videos. That encourages me to keep making them, because my overall goal is that we will all kind of begin to recognize the greatness within us and start doing these things ourselves. And and I'm not saying that everybody got to make videos, but some of y'all might grow, and hopefully with these videos y'all grow to understand that these things I talk about, that I'm doing or that I possess, y'all possess as well. And it just takes the right amount of watching these videos, like it did for me. I watched people make videos. I kept watching them, and it was funny last night, and this is last thing. It was funny last night because I went back, and one of the people that I watch pretty frequently on Instagram, I went back and found some old, and I mean, it wasn't super old, but it was, you know, a good while ago. I think probably before I actually started following the person. I went and found some videos that I had not seen before, you know, of this person. And I was watching these earlier videos, and I saw some things that made me laugh in the videos. And it was like, number one, the fact that this person has been making these videos for a while, you know what I'm saying? And but the person has been themselves in these videos. Like, I could still see the person, you know, in watching the videos. But what I liked, what made me smile and made me the happiest in watching it, made me feel like some, you know, form of, okay, you know, just, it confirmed some things, because watching the video, I saw myself. I saw me, like, where I am now. I even saw that some of the topics, I have talked about these topics as well. Now, I've never even seen these videos, though. That's the point I'm getting at. These videos, before this point, when I started following this person, I've seen from this point, you know what I'm saying, forward. But this, what I'm what I'm watching are videos prior to me following. So it's like, these are ones I've never seen before. And it's like, wow, like we're talking about a lot of the same thing. Even in yesterday, I also saw the most recent post, which was a post from yesterday that this person made a video. And I'm watching that video. And in this video, he's talking about something that I talked about in my first set of videos. So that to me lets me know that the same source within him is the same source within me. It's the same source within you. And y'all had the same ability that I have. I'm no greater than you. I'm your brother. And, you know, I'm just like you. I'm struggling too. But we're going to overcome. Because we're growing, we're learning from the things we've done, we're learning from our life experiences, and we're getting better. And me dealing with that situation yesterday, in addition to the other situations at work, have been showing me that I'm getting better in the area of not blowing up, not retaliating, not returning energy for energy, but remaining in this place of peace with the confidence of knowing that God is with me. And I ain't trying to make this no spiritual thing for you, but I'm just saying that's the confidence I have, is that I don't have to act out, I don't have to retaliate or be a certain way as a person or in my actions, because man, I got something so powerful within me that I can really silence any situation, you know? So I was not bothered by this guy talking loud and tough or whatever he thought he was doing, because when I came into his presence, he started folding up. He couldn't even stand up and look me in the face. Y'all should have seen how much fidgeting this man was doing, but you were doing so much talking loud to these kids, and then when a man walked up on you, you start folding. But I'm not even taking all the credit that he was scared of me or intimidated by me, but he felt something. He felt my presence. And that's because of what's within. But that kid recognized my presence as well. And that's why he said, thank you. Regardless of what my parents are doing, I can recognize who you are. I've learned about you. And that's why I made sure I told him my pleasure. And I meant it to him. I know I said it was a petty moment. It was petty for the parents, probably. Because they probably was like, my pleasure. You know what I'm saying? But it was sincere for me to him, but probably pissed them off that I capped it off with still being able to say that after all they did. It was still my pleasure to get those milkshakes and that ice cream cone and see the joy that ice cream cone brought that little kid, man. The mama still want to be bitter about her milkshake, but you can't even be bitter and drink a milkshake at the same time. You can't do that. That don't even go together. You just making yourself unhappy to do all that. So, anyway, y'all, man, I thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to go ahead to work. Peace and love.